We're live Monday, 3 February. Happy Monday, Jeremiah. Good to see you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yes.
Shark needs a little bit of a hand sometimes. Hit that mute button. Now,
That's
great to see you,
okay.
my friend. And nice to see you this weekend.
Okay, very good. So we're going to kick it off today as usual with our medical disclaimer before we get rolling. This live stream, like any of our live streams, are solely intended for educational and empowerment. They are not personal medical advice. If you're interested in working with anyone on the Ovadia Heart Health team, please reach out to team@ifixhearts.com. So that's our medical disclaimer. We got one other pretty picture we're going to bring up on here, and we'll bring it back up at the end. We have now available 4 white papers. Yay, just a small little applause. We're excited about these. The topics being the impact of prolonged sedentary behavior in the workplace, addiction in the workplace, leading by example, and why mindset matters. And you can download all 4 of these for free. Check them out. Give us your comments. Come on a live stream. Tell us what you think. And those are there for you, maybe to supercharge your workplace into getting an employee wellness program up and going. What do you think, Jeremiah?
Oh, certainly. And I think that, one, you put a lot of time and energy in there, and those reports are riddled with golden nuggets. Certainly about what we're doing here, what we've been talking about now, going double-digit episodes, getting to 20 sooner than later, but 100% Krisna. So take the time, friends, team, to download the material, dig in, understand the importance of employee wellness at the workplace.
Awesome. And our topic today, and please put in, if you're listening in live, any comments, questions, and we'll jump right on those. But Jeremiah and I both this past weekend here in Arizona were at the Aging on Your Terms conference in Sun City West as part of the Arizona Low Carb Initiative. And besides just being fun to be around a room of passionate people, we had various speakers from Hal Kramer, who owns several assisted living homes in the greater Phoenix area, to Dr. Brian Lenskis, to Dr. Ben Bokikio, Dr. Seneca Carrillo. We had Allison Ridderford doing an amazing job coordinating all of us. And I'm sure I'm leaving out some people, but it was a fantastic weekend. What was maybe one gem that jumped out at you, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I think, one, it was good to see you and Robert. You guys are a great team. And then us collectively as a team of iFix Hearts, Dr. Ovadia, we represented really, really well. It was great to be a part of the content. Content was strong. And it's stuff that we may or may not be getting from our mainstream medical, team that, it made me think and debate a few things that I've been hearing from my doctor recently. And again, it just really reminded me of the importance of community, and the way that we showed up as a team was impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And that community, that was a big theme amongst the speakers, myself being one of the speakers, and also in the panel of discussion that we all had at the end. And these are all pieces of not only your personal health, but what we're here on Mondays talking about is employee wellness. And, whether you're young, whether you're old, we're all going to be dealing with aging, and we might even be dealing with it in a more impactful way with our parents or grandparents or people that we might be having to also support along the way. So aging is not just for someone who's thinking about retirement. Aging and how you keep your body healthy should encompass the whole age spectrum. And one of the highlights for me was also a lot of questions around the Make America Healthy movement and what we can do as an individual to support it, but also what can companies do to support it. And certainly, where we premise our programs as being all about metabolic health enhancement, not disease management. And just to dive into that a little bit, of course, I've got to mention the 5 markers of metabolic health. That's my spiel every Monday: waist circumference, blood pressure, blood glucose, triglycerides, and HDL. But wherever let's say your company population is, if they're young, again, 93% of US adults, that includes the young ones and the old ones, are not metabolically healthy. So your company population is going to have a mix of those, right? And whatever you can help bring, even if it's just a paper, you can take one of our white papers to your employer, or you can say, hey, I went to this event and I heard this. What could we do in our company?
Well, we heard a little bit of that from a potential customer and client of ours. He would be more on the individual side of our coaching program, but he talked a lot about disease management versus going the metabolic enhancement route, and the balance there, and the importance as he ages to be better on the metabolic health side of it, and more focus, more attention, more education, hence him being at the event and wanting to work with us potentially. But I thought that was an excellent conversation and a highlight for me also, Krisna. And I wanted to bring that in because it was the disease management versus the metabolic enhancement conversation.
Right. And we had 2 really great guests. We had Brian Greenplate, CEO of Precision Cut Industries in Pennsylvania. We had Scott Jingle of Jingle. Is it Jingle? Consulting. Yeah. Right. And all talking about leading by example, but also their own personal health experience. Oftentimes, we learn through our own journey, and we see that in the metabolic health, in the practice, in Dr. Ovadia's private medical practice. Often people who have a heart issue or some kind of, let's just say, use the word heart scare or health scare, that motivates them a little bit more. And what we'd also like to encourage is that don't wait till you get the scare. Let's be proactive in helping your younger employees understand how to take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's a good call out, Chris. And Jeff was very strong with that, I thought, in his vision and what he needed to do moving forward. And yeah, 100%, great call out.
Mm-hmm. And thinking about what are some of the practical tools, like I might get a question. Here's something to think about. So how could older workers, sort of be more proactive or help encourage the importance of metabolic health? I would say first, just start having the conversation with a variety of people. It was, great to see. We had young people at the event, older people at the event, and many talked about how they're at least hearing the word metabolic health more. And that's a great workplace start.
Let me ask you a question, because you were talking about the older generation in our older team, Krisna. What about the younger crowd? And I work with a lot of my sales training and teaching is with our millennial, crew. And why should the younger folks care? Why should they be paying attention now?
When you're young, you want to be a high achiever, I would imagine, whether it doesn't matter what you're doing. Let's say, when I was embarking on my professional dance career, that's all I thought about, being the best I could absolutely be every day. I think every young worker really thinks about performance. So maybe it is encouraging that conversation that performance is not just learning your tasks at work and, all the skills that you need to do. Those are important, communication. But if your body's not performing well, some of that performance level is going to be diminished.
I love that. It is about performance. That culture is a performance culture, right?
Right.
High
They're
achievers.
high achievers, go get them. And,
Yeah.
we see similar things happening with the younger population. I mean, I coach all levels and,
Yep.
poor sleep, also erratic schedules, staying up all night and then trying to burn the candle the next day. Those are all things that can diminish you from being on your A game to being down on your B or C game.
Nice. What would be some initiatives that we should be looking at right now as the year starting? I mean, we're already into February, the love month. So year's already, the month's already gone for the year. We got 11 to go, less than 11 now. What would be some workplace initiatives that we should be looking at? Everything said here.
Well, February in theory is Heart Month. So this is our month, right? Ovadia Heart Health. And and this will be coming out in my next white paper, that actually the younger population, Ed Dowd's a Wall Street financial analyst, he's showing significant disability numbers also in the young working population. Yep. So for February, I would say, what are you doing as a young individual in the workplace for your heart health? Right? Are you working out regularly? Are you doing, in part of that working out is, doing some good strength training, as well as doing those other things, breaking up your sitting time. I like to say there's 2 buckets in the exercise. So you can approach heart health from the young side or from the old side.
I like that, Krisna. Taking the love month to the heart month and challenging yourself this month to be metabolically, omnipresent and aware of what I love that. And right. It is the exercise. It is that piece. And I think there are a couple of really strong sessions that we're talking about getting up right in the morning and getting the sun on you and then starting your day with that cadence and that rhythm, if you will. Solid, Krisna. What else do you have?
Absolutely. And maybe for a younger workplace population too, is thinking of something like donating blood. It's Heart Month. Those are things you can give back to your community to help others in need, organizing something like that at your workplace. We know that that's great for team bonding, and especially there might be an organization or a clinic in your community that could use some additional help, and putting that young energy to work somewhere, a give back.
A give back. Yeah, I like that. A give back month for sure. So team, you're going to start with yourself this month, your focus, your heart month, and then we're going to look to give back. I love that, Krisna. What else you got?
Well, it is still fresh, the new year. I'll speak for myself. I'm not super big on New Year's resolutions, but I do love the idea of focus. So we're still in Q1, right? We finished 1 month. We're in the second month, right? There's still time within Q1 to say, well, what's your focus? So maybe you go with heart health and already start thinking about how you can expand on that. All right. And then maybe even sort of dipping your toe into the water. Well, what would be next in line for Q2? So that health stays a priority. Something we talked about at the conference this weekend is you have, no matter what your age, prioritize your health.
So solid, because we do this a bit with the health.
That's right.
Healthy 1 year, and then we've not taking care of ourselves, got off the exercise regimen, and then it's down, and then it's up, and it's down, and it's how about just keep it up and plateau it out?
Absolutely. Thinking consistency, we're working with one of our employers on what we're calling a how to quit group. We're supporting them in whatever they're wanting to do less of, whether that's vaping, smoking, drinking, fast food, minimizing their stress. We're helping them and support that. And, we like to say it's one day at a time, but how many days can you string together?
Yep.
And this is a great month to think about, okay, I did pretty good in January. Can I keep building on that?
Yeah. And I think a best practice from that, Krisna, from our team that's doing that is the accountability behind it, the community behind it, having a team that's helping them go and do that movement and create that. So think about that as you look into the Love Month, the Heart Month. Who is your community? Who is your team? Obviously, you have Krisna and I on Mondays here, but who else, right? And let's create that for yourself.
I love that point, Jeremiah. And we think about this: business, sports, professional performers of any kind. Everybody has a coach. In every field, we think about that. As trying to improve on your health, you also need a coach. Sometimes it might just be a good friend, somebody that you're on this journey together. But within the health atmosphere, we need to realize that we all need support. Find a coach, find your tribe, whether it's an online community or checking in with us every Monday or listening to other podcasts. When you hear people's stories about whether it's weight loss or just stress management, they always had someone helping them. And I think that aligns really nicely with Heart Month, is take the time to figure out who's on your team.
Nice. Krisna, that's solid. We almost want to drop the mic with that one, but we won't. We'll leave it up for some Q&A here, some questions. We'll bounce back with you on that and share team. What are you thinking about this month? Yeah. Anything? Let's open it up.
Great.
Let's open it up.
And we can put up, while we're kind of seeing if there's some questions out there, one more time, our white papers that we offered to you. It's our sort of give back here.
Well, also the consultation that we do, Krisna, is also a great give back. And we've had people from this call book in with us to talk about what they want to do with employee wellness.
Right.
And if they're on the right track. And most of you guys are. And some of you need our help.
That is right. And it's all about the dialogue, isn't it? One person started talking about metabolic health in the company. It breeds a little bit of a fire in there. And again, we've got 4 papers that you can access. And, we love to hear your feedback on that. And then we've also got the booking link to get on Jeremiah's calendar and explore more deeply how we could support your company's goals.
Well, thank you, Krisna, for another awesome session here. We will not see you next week, as Krisna is going to be with one of our amazing clients, but we will come back the following week with everything that we gathered from that trip, lessons learned, and we will be continuing to bring value, relevance, and education here at Team.
Absolutely. Have a great week, everyone, and keep tapping into us on Mondays.
The Heart Month. Thank you, team. Well done.
The Heart Month. Right. Bye-bye.